All right, so here it is. This is the Augustina t-shirt from fabricsstore.com, used as a knit contour pattern. This, as I said, is the extra small. It's a 44-inch bust. On me, I only have between a 38 and a 40-inch bust, depending on the day and what I'm wearing. So 44 inches is still pretty big and baggy. Not so much through the bust, although it's not tight and it's not very much fitted here. I have plenty of room to jog or, breathe heavy in this and not worry about you being able to see through it so much, which is important to me because I don't like to wear a whole lot of layers unless it's very cold outside. But I have plenty of space through the hips and the stomach, which to me is quite important. Because even though I'm not quite large, I'm not exactly firm either. The neckline is a little tight to pull down over my head. But I think that if I had gone up maybe 2 tension sizes when I knit the neckline, I would have been a lot happier with it. As far as wearing it, obviously I have a lot of space in here. It's not choking me or anything like that. It is a little gappy, but I wanted it to be more like a t-shirt style, so for me that's okay. If I had wanted it to be more like a sweater, I may have done ribbing instead, and that would have just sat that much closer because you can play with the tension as you get towards the top. And of course your bind off does help with that. I'm quite pleased with this little experiment. There is another section of this pattern that puts a cuff on this sleeve to make it more like a relaxed drop sleeve shirt, and it comes closer to your elbow. But I'm quite happy with the way that this sits right now. I like the way that it kind of arcs up over my bicep. I may end up doing a little finishing work on the edge. I think it would actually look quite cute with a crocheted scallop or something like that. But this is a really good blank canvas kind of pattern to play with. And as knit makers, knitwear designers, fiber artists, I feel like our job is to play. Our job is to push that limit each and every day. And the people who know me best know that I push that limit as much as I can. I'm down for comfy, and I'm down for warm, and I'm down for handmade. And a lot of my items are handmade. The great thing about doing what I do is when I run an experiment like this, which obviously I'm starting to film now, I always make it in my size, for various reasons. I am not a standard size. If you go by my bust size, at a 40-inch bust, I'm supposed to have a 33-inch waist and a 50-inch hip. I'm sorry. However, I have a 30-inch waist and a 37-inch hip. I have what's known as the boy frame, where my rib cage and my ribs and my hips are almost exactly the same size. And I'm also quite tall. So when I was knitting this, I mentioned that I was going to use the largest size for length because of my height. So I'm going to stand up and kind of show you where this falls on me. So as you can see, it falls at a very good place. But if I were to knit the length for the extra small, this would have been up here. And this was designed to be a crop top. So it being up here and then having a 1-inch hem would have put this somewhere about the waistline on my high-waisted jeans. Which for the younger crowd or for the more in shape crowd, this would be really, really cute. For me, not quite so young anymore, not quite so in shape anymore. So I like something a little bit bigger and baggier and just a little bit longer. It's still fitted enough that you can tell I have a waist, you can tell that I have hips, but it's not so fitted that you can tell that I've had babies, which I find is severely lacking in today's wardrobe choices. They tend to either show everything or show nothing, and they're not as customizable as making your own would be, and understanding your body measurements comes in very, very handy. I will eventually do a video on how to take appropriate body measurements so that you understand where those places on your body are. It comes in very handy to know even if you're not a knitter or a sewer, because if you do a lot of shopping online, they're going to give you numbers. They're going to give you measurements for finished pieces. And if, we'll take my jeans for instance, okay? My jeans are high-waisted jeans. That doesn't mean that they are above my waist. They actually sit at my waist. Jean designations are completely off the wall. Low rise, it actually sits at the fullest part of your hip. High rise sits at the top of your hip. High waisted sits at your waist. But most people don't actually know where their waist is. They think it's at their belly button, and it's not. It's above that actually. But we'll get into that in another video. So this is just kicking me off. This is showing people what I do every day as the owner and sole worker bee here at KP Knitcraft. There'll be videos for hand knitters, there'll be videos for crocheters, there'll be videos for rigid heddle weavers probably. But what I hope is that if these are arts that you're interested in, or arts that you've already gotten involved in, that I can help you move forward in those arts and maybe take some of the fear out of doing those things. Bye.